All right, here we go. I'm back, and I think you guys can hear me now. We really, really need to talk, guys. We got to talk. When you come in here, please put a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. And we need to talk about this whole psyop, this energy harvesting that they're doing on us, this George Floyd psyop that we see going on with this, Charlie Kirks, and Erica Kirk. It was Erica Kirk's memorial. This is what we need to talk about. And this is not a video about Charlie Kirk. May his soul rest in peace. But we need to talk about the psyop that's going on, guys. I'm about to get into the spiritual essence of what's going on. I'm about to make this thing so Israel. That's what we're asking ourselves. Is this real? Israel? 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 Seriously, we're asking ourselves this question at the end of the age portal. Is any of this stuff real? Is Ra, El meaning God, Ra meaning the sun god Ra? This is the question. This is Israel. Is Ra El? It's literally posing a question to us. Is Ra, the sun god Ra, God, El? That's what it means. That's what this is posing a question. And we're also asking ourselves at the end of the age, is real? Is this real? Because it feels all like a psyop. Seriously. Okay. Let me know when you guys come in here. I'm just going to go ahead and check and make sure that the notifications went out. Oh, I don't think YouTube likes this. Oh, we're going to see. We're going to see if they allow it. We're going to see if they allow it. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Put a like on the video when you come in, and please subscribe to the channel. Title is just for shits and giggles, but no, we really need to talk because I feel like we've been psyoped again. I feel like we are being psyoped. I feel like we've been forced to a side. And when we got over to the other side, we're like, we got questions. We got questions with this side. Seems like the polarity of what we just experienced, how everyone made the jump from the left to the right. And then now when you get to the right, you realize that maybe we might need to come back into the middle, because this memorial was looking very interesting. In fact, was reminding me of something that we seen back when George Floyd passed away. And I think I'm going to share a few clips with you guys. You can hear awesome. Thank you so much. I am Warrior. Hope you're feeling great today. Hey, what's that collective energy? Yeah, I had to start it over because, something was going on with the audio. All right, guys, I'm going to set this up, and then I'm going to pull up some receipts from the George Floyd back in the day. And then from, hearing Erica Kirk speak at the memorial. First and foremost, I just want to say the obvious, that I'll be honest with you. When I watched it, it made me very uncomfortable. This was not, it made me feel like, do I need to get my stuff and head on down the road? Because it looks like this is a place that I don't belong. Like, that's what it looks like. There was literally, I saw one Asian guy, the token Asian guy, a black guy, his afro poking out in the background, and then that Cash Patel guy, because he got to be there because he's all up in this stuff. Now, see, Charlie, I think that the DEI would be appropriate during this time. We could have brought in your good pal Candace Owens, and she could have been the token black woman to speak, because DEI might be needed at this memorial, because that was the first thing that stood out to me. It just goes to show you how America ain't learned its lesson yet. It ain't learned that we have to come together, because this won't work either. Too much to the right, too much to the left. When will we learn what is going on? I listen, guys, I'm going to sum up the past 2,150 years for us. That's what I'm about to do. I'm going to sum up the past 2,150 years, because that's what we're looking at. What we're truly looking at when we watch this memorial is they're campaigning again, guys. This is a whole campaign all over again. And I'm going to tell you who's in bed with Erica. Source told me that today. There's someone who has made a very large donation to Turning Point USA. And I think you'll find it interesting who is the new co-owner. And I'm going to tell you why this is about to get scary when it comes to your freedom of speech and when it comes to living in a forever dictatorship. Oh, yeah, they are building the walls as we speak. And all Americans can think about is, oh, I like this side or I like that side. I like Charlie. I like all that stuff you're saying. I don't like it. They are building a fortress around us as we speak. Everyone's too much down in the mundane things of life, distracted with all the energy and fear bombs, and no one has their eyes on the prize. So I'm going to explain to you what they're doing spiritually right now. What you are watching is part of your captivity, one of the walls of your captivity being formed. This is what I saw, and I didn't even watch this thing because it's a huge siphon fest. It's a siphon fest USA. Okay. And we have to know this, guys, because the sooner we can call out their BS and their foo la la, is the faster that we just call cut on this whole operation. Like, because ain't none of it real. So, first of all, did you guys know that? Did you guys know this? Why does George Floyd and Charlie Kirk have the same birthday? What a coinkydink. I mean, seriously, I think their birthdays are on October 14th. They have the same birthday, born 20 years apart. I mean, please let that sink in for a moment. How is it possible, just so happened that Charlie Kirk and George Floyd are literally birthday brothers? This is irony. This is irony. I don't know. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. We're gonna cook this thing. I gotta show you guys. I know you guys want to be entertained. I'm gonna show you guys this stuff, but I'm gonna get down to the real, to the Israel. Is any of this real? Israel? Is it real? That's the question that has been hovering over humanity's head, and we miss it. Ah, God's chosen people is called Israel. It's all called Israel. It's called Israel. Because that's the question. Is any of this real? Israel? It's all right there. And the answer is hell no, this ain't real. This ain't real. Ain't none of this real. It's a psyop. Okay. All right. So here's the thing, guys. Let's take a look at some of this. And I am looking at this from a standpoint of, with my psychic investigation hat on, putting aside Charlie, putting aside if this is a true tragedy, because guys, I don't even know who we can trust anymore. Because Erica did a lot of acting up there. I mean, I'm come from Hollywood. I used to be in acting and television. That is acting 101. That would have been a failing grade. Seriously, that it was not good. So either, I don't know, you be the judge. It's time to turn on your discernment. They're showing you what they want you to see. But meanwhile, our energy is being siphoned because we're at the end of an age portal. This is it. This is for all the Marvels. And that's why everyone's saying September 23rd, it's the rapture. It's the rapture. No, what it is the absolute end of one vibration and the beginning of a next. It's the end of an old world and the beginning of a new system, and also new financial system, a new way of being, and a new way to silence you. Silence of the lambs. That's what they want to do. Silence the lambs. They want to silence the lambs of source. Okay. Here's the thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up some videos and then we will deliberate. Okay. 1 second. Alrighty, guys. Let's just take a look at this. Let's see. Let's see which way we will start. We'll start here.
That young man. I forgive him. My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life. That young man. On the cross, our Savior said,
Lord,
Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man. That young man.
why she keep saying young like that?
I forgive him.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, let's take a look now at Trump. Let's look at her and Trump. That was very interesting. Interesting.
On the cross, our Savior said, Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man.
Oh my God. Same clip.
That young man. I forgive him.
Look how she's holding on to him. This is our president, mind you.
Savior said,
Okay. I don't know. That may have or may not be the clip that I wanted to show, but on what I don't understand. What is going on? What the helly? What the heliante, y'all? Hold on. And we're gonna bring up some stuff from George Floyd. Because it's the same play. They did it over on the left and over on the right are doing it. Do not come in no comments talking about, oh, she's nope, nope, nope. We're not. Class is out. We graduating, y'all. Literally, this is the end of the age portal. If you still believing in this, I got a bridge I want to sell you on 51st and Linux after this podcast. If you believe any of this, this is where we need to get to. What we're looking at, we're about to transcend duality. Do you know how big that is? The whole lesson from this last age, we were dealing with duality. Is real? Is any of this real? And once you answer that for yourself, and the answer is no, a strong no, then this is how the only way you get out of the portal, out of the end of an age portal. We've completed the last age, and now we are fully immersed into the new age. Now, are you going to be siphoned, or are you going to go through this in transcendence? This is what we're looking at. And so they're showing us a psyop on the right now. Whether Charlie truly passed away or not, that doesn't matter. It's the theatrics of it all is what I am talking about. Because they want to literally show you. On one end, they want to show us this is a psyop. Israel. That's why everyone's talking about Israel. That's why they keep talking about it. Probably why they're letting Candace keep talking about it as well. Because that's literally the question that humanity has to pose to themselves in order to make it out of this illusion. Israel, is any of this real? Has any of this been real? This ain't about Erica Kirk's acting job. This ain't about none of this. The only thing it's about is they're trying to do the last siphon to steal your holy harvest, to essentially use your kinetic energy to bind you down for another 2,150 years. That's it. That's all, folks. And that's what it is. I think it's interesting. I want you guys to I want you to pay attention to some of these comments, right? I want you to pay attention to some of these comments. It's very interesting. I'm going to show this to you guys. And then I want you to see the comments on the George Floyd side as well. 1 second. So here's the thing. Here's some of the comments. The way he keeps patting. Okay, let's bring it down. Someone says, my dog stepped on a bee. I don't know what that means. And someone says, she is enjoying this. Someone else said, he's a random podcaster with this grand event I don't understand. Right. And George Floyd was also a random man. And then they literally made him a freaking hero. It's the same difference. It's the same thing what's going on with Charlie. He's a YouTuber. There's hope for us YouTubers after all. He was a freaking YouTuber. Let's keep it real. I'm sorry, but I didn't see anything holy going on. Anything that would evangelize me. I think I'm doing more evangelism or evangelize work over here. I didn't get that. It just looked like we want to, get back to the values that will serve our community, right? Which is fine. I have no problem with you wanting to do that, but that had nothing to do with me. That was not anything that I felt that I was a part of. It didn't resonate with my soul. It didn't make me want to go out and go donate my time and go help people and go spread the gospel. I'm sorry, Charlie Kirk movement didn't make me want to do that, because I found a lot of those things very kind of low vibrational. But, apparently, I think Christianity is low vibrational, because remember, back in the day, what were they doing? After church, these Christians, after church, they would praise God in church, sing a little hymn, and then they'd go outside and hang a Negro from the tree and then go eat sweet potato pie after. That I'm serious. That's what it looks like they want to get back to. I'm just saying, and y'all can fight within yourselves. I'm done. I'm transcending this duality focal point, because Israel, that's the question. That's the only question. Is any of this real? Israel, is it real? Someone else says, he's awkwardly hugging her because she ain't a minor. Oh, Lord. Someone said, oh, why is she hugging him like that? She's a bad actress. That's all I have to say. These are the comments, guys. These are the opinions of people. Why is everything so uncomfortably weird? Right. Why is Trump so bronze in this moment more than usual? Ain't no way this is real. Is real. See, someone else is asking, is real? Is it real? Hell no, it ain't real. Hell to the no. What the heliante? It ain't real. That's all I got to say, okay? So here's the thing, guys. Now, this is the George Floyd. We need to switch over to the George Floyd psyop, guys. You guys remember this foolishness? Look at this. They got on Pentecost like George is Black American. He ain't African. So first of all, you're wearing the wrong attire. And what is this? Why are they doing this? It's weird. Did they do this for any other death? It's the same question we're asking ourselves, just like we're saying George Floyd was a crackhead. That's what people say. Oh, he could breathe. He was just, that's not how he died. That's what Charlie said. Oh, the autopsy said he didn't die because he couldn't breathe. Obviously, we were watching. You want us to deceive our eyes. And just like the whole Charlie Kirk situation, there was some weird activity during the whole shooting. And you want us to look and say, is real? Is any of this real? No. It's a psyop. They want your energy. That's all. That's it. And that's all, folks. That's what it is. So that was that. And people are saying, here, look at the comments. Someone says Trump 2020, Trump 2020. They're all a joke. This is what the right is saying about the left. They just want to vote. And they're wearing African stars. Michelle Obama for vice president, someone says. Couldn't they change laws instead of being Wakanda chess pieces or whatever? That was funny. That was real funny. But you see what I'm saying? All a show, someone says. A bunch of sellouts. BLM, thanks for taking a knee. Oh, someone said this is a powerful message. So you see, there's some people who actually believe this nonsense. But most people know that it's a psyop, right? But I'm wondering if they think that, this whole little shenanigans that we watch, this Charlie Kirk Make America White Again charades memorial that we watched, if that is a psyop too. Nope, it's only a psyop when it has to do with the Democratic Party, but it's never a psyop when it has to do with Republicans. And to the Democrats, it's only a psyop when it has to do with the Republicans. But it's never a psyop when it has to do with your beloved Democrats. It's the same thing, guys. It's nonsense. All of it is nonsense. And I'm so sorry because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even have any more patience for any of this, to be honest. Today, the energy was just so dense. They made sure to do this memorial, guys, before our holy harvest. They made sure to do this memorial. That's why, if you guys don't know, there's a rise in, what do they call it, sort of religion. People are losing their mind about a rapture's coming. I literally had a friend of mine who, she is my friend, her next door neighbor is a Hollywood makeup artist. She believes that God is coming back, so much so that she sold her business, her office in Beverly Hills, California. She's putting her condo on the market. She's saying that she doesn't need any more of this stuff. It's the religious, like, craziness going on, because that's the energy that is they're putting out into the grid. I'm getting frustrated just talking about any of this nonsense anymore, because it's like the fact I have to even still come back here because people are believing Israel. Is this real? No, it ain't. None of this is real. Everything, like I said before, that you've been told is a lie. None of it is true. And the question has been looming over our heads for all this time. Is real. Is real. Is real. Is any of this real? No, it's not. All of this whole stage play production that humanity has been doing, because remember, we are just souls of infinite consciousness popping into these various avatar archetypes to express ourselves, to grow and to expand, right? And to learn some soul lessons along the way. But here's the thing. We're taking a bow. This is the only thing that matters. All of that stuff is fake. So you can fight with yourselves in the comments, all of it. Erica down to George Floyd, Republicans down to the Democrats. I did have some hope for Trump, but my patience is thin. I'm throwing all of it away. None of it is real, because that's all that we need to ask ourselves. Is real? Has any of this been real? That was the question, and it was right in front of our eyes. They were probably laughing at us that we couldn't figure this out. And if you even want to flip that and break down Israel, it's also posing another question. Is Ra meaning the sun or the sun god, El meaning God? It's also posing another question. Is Ra God? These people don't even know who God is. I'm telling you, it's all a way to get your energy, and they're doing a fantastic job. That's why they had to pull this memorial out before this date that everyone has been talking about, September 23rd. This is why everyone thinks they're getting raptured on September 23rd. Well, there is something happening, and I truly wanted to have this video be about that, but then, Lord, then this stuff just keeps writing itself. I can't even keep up with it all. There's so much going on, and all we need to do is ask ourselves, is real? Is any of this real? I don't think so, y'all. How can you be a country and all of what we say that we pass through, from fighting the British in the beginning, from treaty sign, from slavery, from ending slavery, from Jim Crow, from this, from that, from that. And then we still look at a rally like this and it still don't represent America. Still doesn't. So it's like, what's the point? Because the whole point of a country is to be together and to be in unison. But this is just another division fest. I, for one, look at that and I don't feel welcome. And not that I necessarily also don't feel welcome, but here's the most important part. I don't feel safe. I wouldn't feel that that would be a safe place for me. That's the energy that it gives. So how can we be a country if people don't feel safe? Children can't even go to school. They don't feel safe there. Nobody feels safe anymore. That's why that's what the fear bombs were all about. All of the energy that they send out to siphon our God energy. That's all they've been doing this whole time, throwing out their false fear bombs. And then in return, because they're not flesh, they're flesh, but they are not soul, spirit, and flesh. They throw their fear bombs out in hopes that they can become a real boy, in hopes that they will get some of our stardust, some of our spirit consciousness, some of our soul essence. That's what they want because they've been trying to get out of here forever and they can't because they do not have the source codes. So they're here. They're going to be here for every age and every age and every age. And that's why they do this to us. But what I'm saying is, I don't know how many doors I can open within the psychic investigations to show you guys. It's not about proving anything. Is real? Is this real? And the other question they're trying for us to understand at the end of this over 2,000 year period, is Ra God? Is what they're asking us. Is the sun God? Is it? Is it? I know that people have been feeling a lot of heavy energy. Sometimes people feel alone, that they have no one to turn to. Sun's always there, ain't it? I think they're also asking us, hey, we're going to hide God, but we're going to hide God in plain sight. And let's see, is Ra El? Can you figure it out? Is Ra God? Is the sun God? Without this sun, you will die. If it don't rise in the morning, if it don't defeat the moon at night, and if it don't come up in the morning, none of us would be here. There would be no food. There would be no growth. There would be no transmutation, transformation. Is Ra El? Is Ra? Is the sun God? That's the other question. It's like a big stage play, like I said. And they were asking us questions to get out of this portal, out at the end of the age portal. And it's a riddle that you have to solve for yourself to exit. And when I watched that, it like all made sense because there were so many people who didn't like what was going on the left, and they saw it for what it was. It was a psyop. There's also a lot of minorities who saw it as a psyop. And so in their ignorance, right? And in their will, see, here's the thing. There's some people who truly do love this country and they truly believe in this stuff. They believe in the politics and the politricks. They believe in it. And because they love the country, they were willing to let go of the way their family voted for the past 50, 60, 70 years and try something new. Do you know how scary? Do you know how scary that is? And then you're the only one in your family right? That's now supporting the right. And now people, you got to hear it. You know how scary that was? It's because they believed in the country. They truly believed in all of this. And when I saw that today, I was like, oh boy, I hope people realize that this ain't the way either. Because if it's only good for some, but not for all, and we still on this wheelhouse, we still being looped, we won't make it unless we transcend the stage play. We have to, we have to yell cut. That's a wrap. It's the only way. It's the only way. So here's the thing, guys. That little bit I was having fun with, but the realness here is this. No one's coming to rapture you. Rapture doesn't happen by someone physically coming down. And if you get beamed up, it will not be from God. This is like alien technology. That's how it works. Unless you're telling me that God is an alien. Can't rule it out. But you have to get so for real. You have to be so for real right now. And so, ooh, what source is telling me, whew, sulfur. If you're beamed up, that's from a demon. It ain't gonna be from God. If you let yourself get psyop during this time, and what we're looking at is a spiritual energy. If you let your energy be stolen and siphoned during this time, if you let your energy be anchored during this time to become stagnated, or if you allow it to go up to be siphoned and used to fuel another cycle of falseness, and we'll be asking ourselves, is this real? Is real for a whole nother timeline? No, that ain't it. Like, I don't even know what else to say. Like, it sickens me. All of this stuff, it makes me sick to my stomach. The energy that this brings to me is a very disturbing energy because what you guys are looking at, you have no idea. I saw what was going on inside of the company Turning Point USA. Source showed it to me earlier and said JD Vance is now part owner of it. What you're looking at, what they did to Charlie, what you're looking at, you have no idea what's happening. What they're doing is building a fortress. They're building literally a cage. They're building an empire and a wall to keep you forever out and for them forever in. I channeled this earlier this year, this dictatorship energy. What did I say? I said the presidency that you would get under a Trump regime would be like if Trump and Kamala had a baby. This would be the presidency that you would get, right? And that is what has happened. And you didn't like it back then, and you may not like it now, but Source ain't just never lied. I wish that we could just love each other without all this nonsense in the way. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with their controlling us. I'm fed up with them keeping us apart. I'm fed up with the propaganda. I'm fed up. You walk down the street and people act like they're scared, scared to talk to you, scared to say hi, scared to look you in the eye because they're watching nonsense like this and they're being programmed to hate. You guys don't think so. But when I look at it as a Black woman, it's very divisive. It's not a place that I want to be, and it's not a place that I feel safe. And I'm just keeping that all the way real. And so, how can we be a country divided? We're not a country. There isn't any country here. There isn't. We have to come to that realization that all they do is take, and take from us. get everyone on one agenda or the other, whether it's the right or the left. Look how divisive the whole BLM movement was. Look at that. You had literal school age or college freshmen spray painting this on cars and on themselves and fighting for they were too young to even understand what that means. Black lives matter. The truth is there are some things that we will only go through unless you are in the skin. And maybe this is why we switch roles and why we may come back and reincarnate in a black body or Indian body or Arab body or, Mexican body or whatever. But the way this is now, it just switched from being too much about inclusion. It was overkill. Everyone was included. The transgender dog had rights and was getting a check, girl. Seriously. And now on this side, it it excludes a lot of Americans, and it actually goes against what the country's supposed to be about. They could have at least brought in one DEI, Candace Owens. I'm just saying. I'm having fun. But I'm just saying, y'all, that this ain't real and that ain't it. Too much to the left ain't good, and too much to the right is not good. And I don't know what I can say to help you guys unplug from it because I know it's hard. And you've been plugged into a system for so long and you believed in it. You're invested because you've poured your energy. All of our energy has been pouring into to feed the beast. Like I said before, we are all inside of a belly of a beast. And we've been poisoned to be here, and we've been poisoned by our lack of consciousness. It's time to wake up. It's time to spit out the poison. Spit out the poison because it's killing you. The racism is killing you. The prejudice is killing others. The fear is destroying people, binding them down into contracts with the devil, literally. The separatism is destroying you. Anything outside of oneness, remember, ain't God. So that's the checkmate. Is this real? If it ain't oneness, there isn't any God in it. Funny enough, we're unified under this one sun. Why do you think everyone worships on Sunday? Sunday. They've already told us all this stuff. And it was a scavenger hunt for the past ages. We would figure it out. At the end of an age, what we're looking at right now, this is for all the marbles. This is for all the marbles. We're at the end of the age portal where the source code says you have to leave behind duality. The source code says, I showed you extreme left, and now I will show you extreme right. Now that you've experienced both in its entirety, how do you feel? We've experienced the extreme left. Now we're experiencing the extreme right. How does that feel, the extreme right? I know we didn't like the extreme left. How does this feel? If you're being honest with yourself, does this really feel good? Does it feel good? The extreme right? Does that feel good to you? Is it good? Is life good now that the big bad Democrats are out of the way? Does it feel better for you now? No, it doesn't. It didn't feel good, extreme left. And it doesn't feel good, extreme right. Because extremes will never feel good. And now that we understand that, we can come together because remember, oneness is source. If it ain't about oneness, it ain't about God. Is real? Is any of this real? Is real? So now that we know both, we come together. And this is a key code out of this portal, the end of the age portal. And what you're going to get a certificate that says you have passed the test of how to transcend duality focal point. We are transcending this duality focal point. And what we're saying is that we've learned both sides, and now we are ready to be God yet again. Now we are ready for oneness yet again. Because going through the eye of the needle, you have to be what? Light as a feather. So if you're holding on to left and right and all of that, when you transcend something, transcend, it's a natural movement. Up and out, you transcend it. This is a big moment for us. Don't let them take it. Don't let them siphon it. Don't let them show you, feed into your insecurities. Don't let them feed you the lie. Don't let them feed you the new thing going on in the world. Don't let them feed you the propaganda. None of it is from source, and none of it is sustenance for the ages. None of it is. So they can miss me on making a YouTuber, I don't know, somehow linked up with the president, and now what sources said is that this business is part owned JD Vance. So the fortress, this thing that they're building, this wall, will start to now lead you into the more far right if you do not come with us through this portal, through this end of the age portal. You're going to be stuck there and trapped in a system where you have no rights. If you don't fit the program and the code, because you have to understand, do you really feel that any of these people are Christians? I want you to really sit with that. And if you haven't already started to laugh, everything that is going on in the world, if they were true Christians, they have all the wealth and all the money. Why is there homeless here in America? Oh, do they love money more than they love the children of God, the children of Zion? Let's be so for real right now. Sulfur. Is any of this real? No. It's demonic. It's all demonic. These people are demonic. Most of these people are not real. They're reptilians. And they are also being anchored by the same system, by the same Masonic order. There isn't any right and there isn't any left. They are part of the same stage because the pendulum swing says if you experience something over here on the left, then by law, the pendulum must swing to that same degree on the right for you to experience that. Then and only then can you find the middle point, the oneness, becoming God yet again. When you become God, that's how you transcend. So to get out these portals, you must become God. So is any of this real? No, you are what's real. Because you are God. That is what they were trying to tell you. And when you bring this together, when you experience the pendulum swing and you come back to the middle, you now become back into alignment with the heart. and with the heart lamp and with the Christ energy. And this is the transcendence, up and out, through. So only spirit guides us. So if you haven't become spirit, this is how we're going to get to that new earth vibration. This is the teleportation technology, spiritual technology of teleportation. I'm disgusted. Just as disgusted as I was with George Floyd, I'm just as disgusted with this whole psyop. I'm disgusted. I'm utterly disgusted. And this doesn't have anything to do with Charlie. If he's truly passed away, then no, seriously, God bless his soul. And may God keep him, truly. But the charades of it all, just to get more energetic currency from us, how much more can they take? Aren't y'all tired of being siphoned? It's disgusting what they will do for energy. What you understand, guys, what you must understand. See, you must understand this, y'all. You must. They want me to lose what I was saying, but here's the thing. I remove entities for a living. And now I understand why Source had me learn this skill set. One thing I know about entities and one thing I know about reptilians, because I've removed a lot of them that were attached to people. They hide real good, y'all. Not only do they hide, let me tell you what they do inside of the body. Let me tell you. First thing they do, they want to view through your eyes. It's not good enough for them to just be with you and to feel your energy and to feel your emotions and your louche to feast. Nope. What they do is they hook behind the eyes the oculomotor nerve or the ocular nerve. And then their eye is now in front of your eye. So they are the ones seeing. And they are the ones, when you see, then that information goes back into the brain, goes back into the cerebral, and all of these other functions and areas of the brain. And it computes things. It computes, the data that you're seeing. An emotional response, now gets triggered throughout the body. It literally hooks into your system and becomes the operator of your body, your avatar. That's what it does with its upper self. Then what it does, typically it'll hook behind one of your middle chakras. I'll see hooks behind there. Sometimes it's hard to see, but then when I do the light language, that vibration will start to loosen them up, and then they'll start to shapeshift. They shapeshift. They glitch. They cloak big time. They're cloakers. They hook in there to some of your middle chakra points, and then they reinforce themselves in either the left or the right hip or the left or the right foot. Typically happens on the left, but it can be on your right too. Here's the thing. Left foot, right foot, left wing, right wing. It's all the same big reptilian. Siphoning and viewing through our eyes. To eat, to feast off of your emotions and your pain and your louche. Bet your bottom dollar. That's what's happening. That's what I know. Can't make it up. I don't know what else to say, but that's what's happening. And so all that is left for you to do is unplug from their lie. And I'm sorry they deceived us. I am. And I'm sorry that they sold us a lie. And I know that people really believed in this stuff. We wanted to believe it because we were told to. But the question was always looming over our heads. Is real? Is this real? Is any of this real? So we find transcendence. It's the only way. So you can make your choice today if you want to exit the portal. And it was important to do this before the 23rd because people will be siphoned. People will be siphoned. People's energy will be eaten. There's already been people that bought into one way or the other. They're already anchored down, been put on a plate to be eaten. That's all this is about. They have to eat. And so they have to put laws and they have to put nonsense in your way to cause a level of you as the avatar moving your energy, because that's how they eat. And when they can get you in these dense spots and they can corner you, and then they just hit us with collective fear bomb, fear bomb, fear bomb, and then they gobble. And then their bellies are full, so we'll have a bit of peace. And then they shoot the fear bomb out yet again. And then they gobble and they eat. That's it. That's it. And that's all. And that's all they've been doing is literally getting their bellies full from our energy. You have to know that one thing. And everyone is in on it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint you. The ones that you love the best and you look up to, if they ain't talking about oneness, they ain't talking about God. And that's on period. Remember that. Remember that. Nothing more I can say. It's getting scary out there. That's all I got to say. I don't know. Oh, the racist clickbait almost got me. Yeah. No, I'm in the chat. Hi guys. I love you guys so much. No, when I looked at it, it literally, that's what you guys have to understand, that you are you experiencing, filtering information through your own body. So I'm going to filter what I see through my own codes, my own unhealed trauma, right? Through the body of a Black woman. I'm that's what I'm filtering. And when you guys have to understand, when Black people look at this, that's what it says to us. It says, it doesn't say that we're included. It says, let's make America white again. And that's just the truth. And the thing about it is, you have to hear our perspective, and we have to hear your perspective. Because if we don't, then that's how they keep feasting off of us. America is never going to be white because America was never white in the beginning. This was always a place of melanation. There isn't, that's the lie they sell. They've been selling people that for how many hundreds of years. It will never be that way unless genocide happens. Seriously, guys. And it has happened. And a lot of us have died, right? But I want y'all to understand that this is how Black and brown people view it. When you look at something like that, there isn't any inclusion. And to be honest with you, now I understand why there was a need for DEI. I didn't understand it. And this is why I'm saying we have reached the end, folks, because I'm seeing a lot of the things I thought that maybe I didn't agree with. I'm seeing the lessons. And now that I see both sides, I can find transcendence because you come back into oneness, you come back into your God state. And if you have the Cosmic Bible, the book I wrote, I always said this would happen. I said that in the new age, it's about the God within. It's about the God state, right? So we got to start listening to each other, y'all. So let me tell you this, and it's the same thing. And then black people think that also too white people can't have their own spaces. They absolutely can have spaces because we have different cultures, and that's okay. But it's like when I travel to another culture, I travel to another country, I immerse myself in that culture. It's not a bad thing. It's a place where I can immerse myself and learn from other people and learn their way of life. We haven't figured that out in America. We haven't. We should be loving each other's culture here. It should be like there's so many different cultures. We're sitting here fighting. You know how blessed we are to have all of these nations inside of one. You can literally, have Filipino food one day and then go and have, some Turkish food and then go eat some soul food, and then go have some fufu, right? And some agusi soup, like, and go have Italian food. Like, we could literally be living our best lives, but we've been fed hate so that they siphon because they're just reptilians sinking into our energy field. That's it, and that's all. And this is the last lie. This is the last lie we need to dispel. And I always said we had to come back to the race templates. So if you guys know me, I deal with templates, and we can't get to New Earth. I promise, Source. And I knew this would be a difficult template to open up, the race template, because everyone gets a little, everyone gets a little, heated when they talk about race, right? Because the thing is, we identify with race. And that's why they can pull the identity politics, because you're not your race. You are your soul essence within. This is part of our lower third. Thank you, Source. This is also part of something that needs to go down the drain. We got to release this. This is part of the lower third. It's too dense to go to the new vibration. You won't get into the new expanded consciousness, aka New Earth. This has to go. Releasing this as part of your lower third, holding on so much to a race that you forget to love. That's what I see on both sides. On all sides. It's not both sides. We and then that's the thing. We're so defined in just black and white. What about all the other races and nationality? We could be living our best life, but they got us. They got us right where they want us, fighting within each other, still in the womb, Jacob and Esau, so they can confuse us and sink in and build their false kingdom above ours, our true kingdom. We are the true kingdom, but we got to release their lie. We got to release it. America was never white, and it will never be. If God wanted to make America white, God would have did that. Slavery would have worked more. We would have all died. And I'm putting it to y'all like that. So you can see, if God wanted America to be all white, it would have never been black and brown in the beginning. If God wanted America to be all white, it would have killed every single slave. It would have allowed more babies to be eaten by alligators and more hangings. But God didn't, because God is merciful. This is the true characteristics of God. So if we look at something that's not merciful, then it ain't God. And if God truly wanted America to be all black, then we would have never made bad deals as the Moors and as the Aboriginals. We would have not been greedy for money, making bad deals that turned out to hang us in the end unintended. But that's what it did. Greedy. So both sides. God ain't making America white again. And God ain't making America black and brown and indigenous again. It's not happening, folks. And that's part of me releasing my lower third as well. I would never ask you guys to do anything that I'm not willing to do because this, I'm telling you, feels freaking horrible. This don't feel good. The energy on this earth feels horrible. And I woke up this morning and Source showed me the answer of why we feel the energy like we do so intensely. Source said this to me. I woke up and I smiled. Source said, all of the energy that we're feeling is the accumulation of everything that we put out. All of the energy we're feeling now at the end of the stage, it's all boiling, is the same energy that we exerted out. Karmic retribution, not just for one side or one race, all the collective soul body, all few weeks now, but the energy is right. You see different nationalities, and we'll just say black and white as an example, going to church together, standing face to face, talking. But there's always been a wedge between us, guys. And in this moment, like my energy, like I want to get closer. You know, you talk to someone and you're having an interesting conversation. You just want to you start to move in close because you're interested in what they're saying or you just feel comfortable. We need to get there, guys, and it needs to be real. We get put and propped up in these places at churches and schools and stuff so that we are forced to commingle, but we're not. Sources saying we're not really merging, we're not loving, we're it's there's a veil on top of each of us. We have to remove that and truly embrace each other. Like the oneness has to happen, whatever this thing is, this wall. There's a wall between us. And how many, like, when are we going to break it down and tear it down? When? I want to be able to look in the eyes of my brother and sister without and feel safe there. And as now I'm feeling into them, they want to be able to look at me and also feel that same safety. They want to be forgiven. I'm in the race template. I'm feeling how the collective Caucasian people feel here. It burdens their heart of what has happened. And that what they're saying is the things that you accused our ancestors of doing. This is what I'm hearing someone say. And they're not saying it in a way of like that they didn't do it, but just saying it in a way of like they have no way of verifying. It makes them feel like crap. How do you think that makes them feel? Carrying this burden around every day. post-slavery, how do you make that feel? You have to teach someone, or you have to like, work with someone or be around someone that this dirty little secret that's out in the open of what people say your ancestors did to another group of people. It doesn't make them feel good. And I can feel them. They don't feel good about that. And it keeps them separated from us. They can't get close because they're ashamed. It's somewhat, they don't know if there's anything they could ever do to make it whole, so they just tuck it away like it doesn't exist and just carry on. and and they're almost too afraid to ask for forgiveness. That's what is coming. Too afraid to ask for forgiveness. Now, and that's the barrier. That's how you feel. Some people, black, brown people, whatever, anyone who felt that separation, that's how they feel. This is on a soul level as a collective. That's how they feel. It's not you. It's them. That's what they're saying. It's them. We have to clear these walls today as they're building new walls to keep us trapped. Something, wall of Jericho. We have to now tap into the collective soul body of the Black American. And already they feel defeated, imprisoned, weak, powerless, hungry for true self. There's a thirst inside of them. No matter how much water they drink, they'll never be able to quench that thirst. It's like going from abuser to abuser to abuser, from captivity to captivity to captivity. All you know is captivity. And that's the code that's running in the background. And this is why they sometimes can't look in your eyes. And this is why sometimes they have to put a front up so that you don't see how broken they are. We are us. And still they have love in their heart, true love. But no one sees it. And so what's the point of showing it if no one recognizes it or even understands how to deal with it when it is shown? They want to be free. They want to be free. Can we free each other today? Can we free each other? Can we forgive? Can we truly forgive and truly love and separate the, so to speak, sin from the man? I'm going to bring Charlie in as an example because this is a test. This is your test. See, this was also a test too for your heart lamp. Can you release him from the things that he said that you felt went against you? Can you forgive him for that? Because it sparked that same feeling inside of bondage and even a little bit of self-hate and self-doubt. We can do this on both sides. Go down the line and just forgive. That's the true love of Christ. It's oneness, forgiveness. We can't do it without hearing from each other. There isn't any other way to meet this force, to remove these walls. There isn't any other way but to sink into the energy field of us. And now we step into the energy field of the immigrants, of the migrants, and they want to speak too. One thing about what it is that they want to say is that they looked up to us, expected a lot more from us, guidance from us, love, protection, safety. They felt that people would purposely go out their way to make things harder, when they literally have, some people have lost everything they had to come here, to get here, literally had to take up collections just to either fly in or cross the border. They don't wear just the hope for themselves. They wear the hope of their people, their family. They had a lot riding on this. They got a lot of pressure. There's a lot of love in their heart that they would like to share, but because of barriers, cultural barriers, language barriers, they still feel in a state of alienation. And this is why we can't assimilate as much as we would want to, because there's no energetic space to do that. They want us to make more room for them, more space. And also, it's like they're not complaining. When some of these lands were part of Mexico, they don't complain. Give us back this, give us back that. They come here, they work hard, they do what they need to do, and yet they still are a bother. Why am I a bother? Why? Is that same feeling of being othered, of not being loved, not being accepted. How do you expect someone to assimilate if they don't feel the love? You don't create space for them to do so. I didn't expect to get into this template, but Source knows what Source wants to do. We just need to bring ourselves back together. Strip yourself down to pure spirit consciousness, removing how you present, removing the race, the religion, socioeconomic status, everything. We're just becoming one in this moment. Translucent, crystallized energy. Allowing our light to shine, healing and removing any and all walls. And they also have us in separate energy fields. They keep us in separate energy fields. And this is also why we feel separate. We're removing that today. Mindera shamburuto. We will love. We will love. We will love. And we will love. Coming back into oneness now, back into wholeness. Transcending this duality focal point. Understanding that I am you and you are me. We are we. We are one. We are source. We are love. We are infinite. Mamburo takara ninandi. Hambura takara shantere. Mindara takara. Minde na shumbanita. Mamburu tukara shata. Mindera karani shandre. The infliction is with source. When we separated ourselves through these different energy fields, we separated source. We were living in a fragmentation this whole time. So, no, it's not real. Time to come back into wholeness. And if you can't do that within your heart space today, that's fine. And you can't fake ascension. When your soul is ready to release this, it will. Maybe there may be more lessons for your soul to travel, but for me, I'm done with this game. We can't even feel the fullness of source unless we heal this. I want to feel the fullness. It's calling back all of my energy. Call back all of your energy from all these psyops and all the separation in all the different energy fields that they have us fragmented and put into compartments to make us more easily controllable. We're breaking all of those down and we're calling back all of our energy cleansed, healed, and purified. And today we are going through the expansion portal, the portal at the end of the age. We are ready to transcend duality, no longer living in these stark polarities, but meeting in the heart space. And for now on, everything we do will be done through the heart. Everything. And the heart is your moral compass. And now we just sit within this energy, allow it to fortify our bodies, renew our spirit and soul. allowing Source to put a divine covering around us, shield of protection, breaking down any and all residual energies that are opposing this shift. And so it is. So it is. Sit in silence. The codes are being updated now. Release it. Release the thought. Release the memories of it. Turn that over to Source. It's too dense. It can't go forward. Sorry, guys, if there's something wrong with the sound. I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know. They always do this. They always do this when, and it just goes to show what we need to heal. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. This was very heavy for me, and it's a shame that they mess up the sound when humanity is hailing. We're removing large templates. It just goes to show you whatever they show you on the stage is what they want you to see. But when they truly don't want something for your expansion, then the sound messes up. I love you guys. Be well as we walk together in divine love. Bye.